And today, here we are with Dr. Linda Spedding talking about the element of fire, one of the five elements of earth, fire, water, air, and ether space. And welcome again, Linda. You are now in the UK and returned back from USA. And how is the weather over there? Is it hot and fiery and still sunny, or is it already raining in London in September?
Now we have warm weather, and it's with a lovely breeze. I'm looking outside, as I say, and a lovely breeze, and also, but warm. So summer fire element is definitely there, and basically. The sky's got very thin clouds. Not I don't see much of the sun, but I think that there's enough lightness in the clouds that you can be aware of the beautiful sun, Surya, which is obviously part of the five elements, Surya being the key one in the Vedic tradition.
And these elements are so interesting because they are everywhere. They are spiritual, physical, they're in the earth, they're in the life, they're in us. So it's all over. And we
Yes.
wish for people to learn more about these elements because they learn more of their own lives.
And the five elements in the Sanskrit is Agni. Fire is Agni. And Agni is introduced to bring purity and eternal wisdom and to light the eternal flame of burning, fire burning, eternal fire. And that flame represents not just outside, but also inside, the inner flame. And that is what life is. We are partly fire. We have an internal fire. So, and I don't think we understand that or taught enough about that actually, but it is part of us, as is water, as is every element. But that eternal flame reminds us of our spiritual aspects, but also our mental, like fire has the quality of healing. You can heal yourself through that focusing on a flame. You can also, it's symbolic of it's often invisible fire. There's visible fire, there's invisible fire, there's the warmth, the warmth that fire brings, the light it brings. If you light a fire in the darkness, you will have heat. You will heat stroke warmth. You'll have light. You'll have energy. So that is a superb example, I think, of how fire is in our lives all the time. And frankly, without fire, again, we'd be lost, as human beings. And actually a lot of beings, life. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the element of fire needs another element, air, to be able to uplift, and also a ground where to settle to burn. So it needs some surface to be able to burn. And so fire is an element that has like it's like dependent on other elements also. So fire is never existing without air, which makes it very interesting. And
yes.
But then if we have like too much fire in the body, the digestion
and
it up, and so it's also symbolic in the physical being as well.
Absolutely. It affects our health. And if we're too fiery and passionate as characters, we can become rather an angry person. And those types of aspects, those are in the gunas that I've talked about, So if you understand these things, you can actually have a much happier, healthier life because you can balance everything better. And that's what we're all about trying to do throughout the life, actually, because if we can balance our approach to life, if we have balance, we have some management, and we look at these elements and we see how also Mother Nature interacts. You've explained about lighting a match and the earth and all that. And similarly, where Mother, there's always this wonderful connection and relationship between the elements that keeps the balance in the planet. That's why, environmentalists are always urging people to think of the repercussions. And if you look at something like California fires and the wildfires, that people then get fearful. But if we were more proactive and we took care, we would see a lot less of that disastrous aspect. And we could embrace, like at Christmas, we all want to be around the fire. Father Christmas is in red, and red represents the warmth of fire. So I think that, and in the tradition of renunciation, a sannyas, a monk or a teacher or whatever, if you take sannyas and renounce, you wear orange. That's the usual color of renouncing. So I also, Sini, see a big connection between the elements and colors, and it's very, and all of that, if one notices these things, makes life very meaningful and wonderful, actually, very sort of miraculous. And the other thing about fire is it reflects the spiritual flame of love. Fire and eternal bliss and love are very closely connected when you're doing some meditation, for example, or contemplation. So you can become vibrant like fire, and then you can show strength and energy like fire. You can also be destructive, but it can be a process for purification of who you are, which, if you take life more seriously sometimes, you want to get knowledge as a symbol of life, that fire is there to lead the way. So I think that the elements, as you said earlier, have a tremendous meaning that's symbolic as well as material. It's visible and yet invisible. And that's the kind of aspects I would like to put across today.
Absolutely. And then if we think of the five elements, earth, fire, water, air, and space, the ether, they're all always connected in the way that we could not imagine life without fire in any way. And we need the lightning, even though it may be scary, but we need it. It's the balance of nature. And it rises when the moment is right and when the conditions are right. So everything has their place. I was watching this video where this man was sailing deep down in the ocean, and there was a storm. There was lightning there, and that looked very scary because the water was all over his boat, and the lightning was just in the horizon. And I felt fear for him. I was like, will his mask, get caught in that lightning? Will he hurt himself there? And but then he was very connected to nature and water and lightning in the way that he knew exactly what to do to avoid that danger. So when we know the elements, we know their place, and we know where they belong. So it looks scary, but it has its role. And I think that was so interesting. I would be
And I think
scared to be there.
You are very lights in the sky. That display of light and color and so on, which reflects the element fire, is absolutely sort of so beautiful. It's Mother Nature that again provides that show.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's so wonderful always, Linda, to hear your thoughts on anything practically. It can be the five elements, it can be the Vedic tradition, it can be law. And you are like this walking huge library of knowledge, of wisdom, and the world. You've been in so many, many places and seen the legal systems in 3 continents, even more. So we just wish we can hear more of your views of the world. But today we were speaking about the element of fire. This, of course, was kind of a short briefing only. So this element has huge knowledge to offer all of us. So we're kind of encouraging the people who are watching to go and dig in deeper to the information and find links and learn and even meditate on the element to see the spiritual aspect of it that is in all of us.
Yeah.
So thank you, Linda, for today.
Yeah.
And I wish you a lovely Sunday
And
to
thank you.
UK. What wonderful things are you going to do this upcoming week? Are you going to go around London or go around other areas in UK?
Yes. I'll be in London all of this week. So I have to catch up, having been away. I have to meet some people who've been waiting here to see me. And I'm going to be, I should be in London, very much in London, which is
Uh,
nice. I
It's
did all
nice
my
you're back.
study in London.
Great. Nice you're back there again.
All right,
I think
love. Thank you.
you have had a wonderful
Thank you.
influence. Still do. And we will talk soon. Please, all the viewers, do not mind the little when the connection is not that bad, not that good here, but the message is very deep. So thank you, Linda, and we'll talk again very soon.
Thank you, Sini. Thank you. Have a lovely Sunday.